Today I have Michael and Dee Pellegrino from Resilient Minds on the Front Lines. I cannot begin to tell you how these two have been changing lives around the world. So excited to have them here on the show today. Thank you for taking the time out. I know you're busy packing and moving, and you
Yeah.
just made this happen by getting that camera somewhere. Thank you,
We're
thank
so
you, thank
sorry
you.
for the background.
Yeah.
We're trying to get a virtual background and it's not working.
No, don't even worry about it. I really appreciate taking the time out and getting on here today.
Yeah,
We had
it's
an
better than our
amazing
storage area.
yeah, no problem. We all have that storage area, don't we? We all do. But mine does not look as organized as yours does. That's for sure. We have to climb over things to get to something. I am not kidding. So anyway, I'm so excited to have them here. We met up yesterday for a fantastic filming. It was probably about 4 or 5 hours, right? We were on set filming for a new ethics course coming soon for all these realtors who are bored to death with this ethics course that they've taken in the past. I have revamped it, and Resilient Minds brought so much life to it. It's going to be amazing, amazing. So they are the co-founders. Dee and Mike are the co-founders. Let's tell everybody how you came about to start this.
You want me to start or you
Go
want to
ahead.
start?
Good.
So Michael was involved in going through some resiliency training to become an instructor and in his former career. And he was coming home to me and saying, I love all this stuff about resiliency. It really works. And then the pandemic hit and you couldn't go into classrooms. You couldn't teach. You couldn't do anything. And Michael was receiving quite a bit of phone calls from people and friends saying, in law enforcement especially, like, I don't know what to do. I'm losing my mind. I'm nervous. I'm going to bring this disease back home to my families, back home to my loved ones. And it was a real horrible time, right, for mental wellness and for mental resiliency. And so Mike came home one day and just said, we have to do something. We have to do something. And we started a series of webcasts because we wanted to be able to reach people. And Mike, you can say what the 4 things were that we wanted to do with the webcasts.
Hope, positivity, a resiliency tool, and resources. We wanted to hit on 15 minutes of hope in a world turned upside down.
That was our theme. And so
Wow.
we did 34
34.
webcasts. They were seen all over the world, which we never thought would happen. They were seen in 76 countries in all 50 states. And we would invite guests on, similar to us being your guests today. We would invite guests on from all, different careers.
Subject matter experts.
All subject
doctors.
matter experts. We had NFL players in there and people with stories of resiliency. And that's how it started at our kitchen counter. That's really where it started.
Listen, the biggest things start in the smallest places, right?
True.
And this is going nowhere but up in a fast pace, which is amazing.
It is.
So tell everybody a little bit, what actually is it? What is it about?
Well, I think what we're talking about is resiliency. And resiliency is the ability to withstand, recover, and grow from adverse situations. So when we go through adverse situations, we're not just looking at them as a negative. We have to be able to use crisis equals opportunity. And when we look at crisis equals opportunity in life, I think that's where we really start to learn the first tool of resiliency and being able to do that. And being able not only to bounce back, but bounce forward as well. And I think that's really, really important. We can say that we're resilient because we're bouncing back all the time. But if we're not resilient and bouncing back, but moving forward, I think we're just in a stagnant place. So that's kind of the tools that we give everybody. And when they walk out of our 3-day class, usually they have about 13 or 14 new tools, or tools that they didn't think that they could use or not for that situation. But these are the things that we could utilize to give them so that they can live a more resilient lifestyle.
So I attended one of their seminars that they had, and let me tell you, it was powerful. It was so powerful. You felt the energy in there. It was just amazing, really amazing. I mean, you guys did a wonderful job. And the stories, listening to all those stories, just like it hits home,
Well,
right?
and
It's
that's what we say is that the class teaches the class, right? So everyone's stories and traumas and um, life experiences really is what teaches the class. And we have so many people that have those aha moments or those me too moments in the sense of, yeah, me too, I went through that too, that actually become almost therapeutic to people because they're saying, oh, I thought I was the only one suffering like that, or I thought I was the only one having those thoughts. And so
right.
there's a bond that's formed during these classes as well with all of the other students who, in our experience, they now have become lifelong friends, and they're all from all over the country.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so
That's
it's just
amazing.
it's just about changing the mindset, Ro. I think when if we want to change anything in the world, we have to first start by changing our mind. If we don't change
That's
our mind,
correct.
nothing else is going to change. Whatever we
Isn't
want.
that true?
Yeah, and that's basically what we try to do, and it's not easy. I can sit here and say I'm not going to sit here and say it's magic that you're going to look in a an infomercial tonight after midnight and you're going to get this magic pill that's going to make you resilient. It's just not going to happen. It just you
Mhm.
have to be able to learn it first. You have to be able to live it second, and you have to be able to help people their live it themselves as well by helping facilitate it that way as well. Once you're living it, you can then teach it.
Right. Right. So, what are some of the tips you give people?
Well, that's an incredible question, and some of the biggest tip for me, and the one that I kind of lean on the most is gratitude. I mean,
Hmm.
gratitude is second to none for me. I want to always be grateful for something because one of the things that I like to say is depression and anger over here, and joy over here cannot live in the same headspace here.
That is
So
right.
when you're angry and depressed over here and you're joyful over here, they can't coexist in the same headspace. So for me, it's all about being able to be thankful for something. When I'm
Mhm.
spiraling, I have to look at the positive and not the negative. And that's hard sometimes. So we really have to stay focused on what it is that we're trying to accomplish or to stop that spiral from happening any further.
Yeah. We talked about it yesterday. You had said about that video, which was amazing because, it turns out you end up feeling so much better when
Oh
you're
yeah.
looking to the positive instead of the negative, right?
Yeah,
And the more you practice it, the more you'll feel and see your life changing. So the first thing you should do when you wake up in the morning is just jot down or put in your phone and your memos like three things you're grateful for. And it could be as simple as I'm grateful I woke up. I'm grateful I'm
Right.
breathing today. Or I'm grateful I have, beautiful children, whatever it may be. But you're reminding yourself all the time that there really is so much to be grateful for. Even though, like Mike said, on the other side, there could be so many things that are bringing us down. Change the thought process and go right to the positive. And it's truly life changing.
it is,
Yeah.
but it's very hard. I'm going to tell you, it's one of the nuggets that we will give you. It is. It sounds simplistic, but it is very difficult. It
It's
is
got to be
very difficult.
regimented. You gotta
Yeah,
you gotta live it. That's why he said you gotta live it.
you have to stay focused on it.
Yeah. Because the first thing you do, right, especially when you're in a crazy world of just running, 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 something gets you upset, you start losing your top and screaming and yelling and
And then
take
all the
those
little
deep
things.
breaths, like that box breathing that you talk about, right?
Yeah, well, the box breathing works. It resets your mind. And so when you box breathe, it's 4 seconds each time. So you just think of a box. So let's say you inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. You hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. You exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you hold 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your box. And no
Right.
matter what situation, especially before you react, because sometimes we react in very bad ways, and
Yeah.
we wish we didn't, do a box breathing. Give yourself a
Mhm.
gratitude in your head. Reset. rewire this thing up here that's the most powerful, muscle in the body, but rewire it, because that can change an entire situation. Whether you want to start screaming at your kids, you're mad at your spouse, whatever it may be, take the moment, pause, and do some box breathing. It'll help.
And it's something innate in us, that we really know the difference. Like, the difference when you're screaming and yelling on the top of your lungs and feel that going through your entire system, right?
Yeah,
Or
sure.
where you're just trying to take a deep breath and stay calm, right? And be happy and joyful and look towards the better and the more positive than towards the negative. So we know the difference in the feelings, but somehow everybody still shoots for that negative, crazy moment.
Well, our minds, Ro, are sent right to the negative. They're trained to go to the negative. We want to go to the negative because that's the easiest path in when we create our neural pathways in our brain. We want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to take that easy road. Sometimes it's very hard just to stop and think and hit that pause button for 1 second, because words do matter. And when we say the wrong words, we can not take them back. We can say that we're sorry, but we can't take the words back. So we have to understand that no matter what we're doing, it's always best to hit that pause button first before we say that next line or that next sentence, because words do matter. And
Right.
that's
And then it's always after the fact that you're sorry, right?
yeah, we can always say
And
that we're sorry, but do we really did we not mean it at that second, or that's not how we feel, but then we have to go back and kind of save face with it. So it's sometimes it's better, some things are better left unsaid. We always say that the problem is only 1% of the problem. The
right.
solution or the consequence or the how you're going to handle it is the other 99% part of the solution. Because again, we can all the problem just exists there. How we handle it
And
is
react
react to it is how it's going to be perceived.
Isn't that the truth? I'm a very happy-go-lucky person my whole life. I've been through lots of, surgeries and stuff, and um, I I could have very easily felt sorry for myself, right, and dragged myself down, but I always didn't do that. I always kept pushing myself, acting like nothing was wrong, right? And I think that got me to keep going because I said I'm still alive. I'm still able to do things. So I'm thankful. I'm very thankful. I think my hardest thing in my life at this moment is dealing with my mom's death.
Sure.
That, oh man, oh man, the thought enters the brain, and then I'm just like down and out and feeling terrible.
Yeah.
But thinking back to that seminar that we had that I went to with you guys, I keep thinking, some of the people and what they were saying, and I'm so lucky to have had her.
Right.
I'm so lucky. That is the gratitude that I look towards to get me out of that funk.
Yes.
That I was so lucky to have had her for that many years. I'm so grateful that I was able to take care of her and make her feel, especially her last day was an amazing day. Having her have that last day and have a great day um, before she had the heart attack, and because it could have been another way. It could have been her in the hospital and me not being able to get to see her, or her not being able to get to see any of us, before she died. So the fact that she did, that's what I keep replaying in my brain. I keep being, trying to just keep thinking of the gratefulness on that.
Yes.
That's the way it went.
Well, that's
And
very
and Ro, you and I have had many discussions about this, because I had the loss of my father 2 years ago, and it's there
Mm.
every single day. And
Mhm.
you just I start to go down that road where I'm getting very sad about it, and then I automatically bring myself back to a time when we were laughing, or a time when we were
Right.
cracking up, or a time when we had fun, or the episode of Two and a Half Men that was our favorite, and it brings a smile
Right.
to my face, And then I would say to myself, okay, let me go to the positive. Like, my dad lost his mom at a very young age and he lost his dad, but my dad still went on to give us an amazing, happy life. And so he
Right.
was super mad at me if all I did was sulk around every single day because he wasn't here anymore.
It's
You know,
so
he went on as a, you know, an adult and lived into his senior years. So I have to too.
right. Right. It's true. And exactly what I'm doing now, you know. And
Yep.
One of my mentors, Rose, said it, and I both have my parents, and I hope I have them forever. And
mhm.
I have both of them, so I can only empathize right now with you and D. I can't understand what you guys have gone through because it's just it's I haven't gone through it.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
one of my mentors said that when your dad was alive, and told D this, when your dad was alive, you got to talk to him sometimes. Now you get to talk to him all the time. So
Isn't that true?
yeah, I took comfort into that for D, and hopefully maybe that's just a little something for you too, Ro, because
I like that, Michael.
she may not be able to answer you the way you want to be answered in the affirmation or whatever, but just understanding that little things, subtle things that just happen to pop up may just be her telling you something. So
Yes.
take that and look at it as a positive for that, knowing that ask for it. I always ask things. I always ask for things. And one of the
Mhm.
most important things in my life is my faith. So I ask God for things every day. For me, I think that's important. And He's blessed me in many different ways. And I can't say nothing but how grateful I am and thankful that I am for everything that I have.
Great. So, what's your next step now? Where are you guys going next? Because you've been traveling around, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that. We had some pretty big news today, D and I. We're going to
Awesome.
be, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. We
So
starting
we
to,
get to hear it first on the road show.
yeah, you get to hear it first. We're actually going to Chicago on Monday, but
Awesome.
yeah, we just signed a deal for. I'm going to be writing a book, so
Yay!
yeah, so I'm pretty
That's
excited about that.
fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
That
So
is super cool.
I,
Oh my
I,
God. So listen, we got to talk because you're going to help me with my book then.
That's right.
I
Most of the book is dedicated to how great his wife is.
yeah.
That's right.
So
That is right.
we're just working on the outlines and everything like that, but this is going to be
That's so
really.
exciting.
I'm real excited about that because
Oh
one
my
of my
God.
favorite
That's
things
great.
to do is speak. I love speaking. I love being out on the road, and this is just gonna just add value to a lot of the things that I really care about and we really care about, and that's helping others.
That's right.
And we truly feel that this is our passion. We can sit here and be as successful as we want to be, but sharing that is what really makes us who we are. And I
Right.
think that adding value to others is so very important. And our my mentor John Maxwell said it in those words, and I live by them words every day. And I think it's very important to understand that.
That's so
So
awesome. So you're going to, you said Chicago Monday?
yeah, we head to Chicago Monday. We got two classes going out there, and then we'll be back. We'll be back in the New Jersey area on Thursday, and then we got a big closing on Friday, so we got that to handle, and then obviously we'll be out in Lincoln, Nebraska, a couple more times, and it, just so many. I can't even tell you the calls that were coming in today, and just working the phones all day. So just
That's
seeing where
amazing.
things go. Yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
amazing.
A lot of people don't know that you guys are also realtors, right?
Yes.
That's in
Our
our
spare
spare time.
time.
And investors.
And
And
investors.
yeah,
Yes.
well,
Yes.
we were investors first,
Amazing.
and that's what really got us propelled into being agents. And knowing that, and Ro, I know that we talked about this yesterday. I think it's so very important because your audience and your audience is real estate agents and understanding. It was funny because I just went to the car wash today and I ran into somebody I didn't know who. He had reached out to me on Instagram and he saw me speaking in San Antonio and
Oh, wow.
he's like, you're Michael Pellegrino, and I'm like, yeah, that's me. He goes, well, our whole real estate company agent, all our agents were watching the live stream, and we saw you talk, and it was so inspirational. So he tagged me on a post and on Instagram and kind of lighten up a little bit. So that
Awesome.
that makes me feel more than anything. If
Yes.
I just can give one person a nugget, during my speaking engagements and doing all that other stuff, I think that's where it's all about, what it's all about.
Yeah, because you change a life in some kind of a way, right?
And
You never know how.
you never know how. You never know
No.
what you say
When.
or when or how. You never know when that phone call comes through that's going to change somebody else's life or
Right.
some of the words that you say. I never know what I'm going to say. I feel like I always repeat myself because anybody who's around me knows that I'm always going to say a certain thing and it's always going to be positive and I'm always going to light up a room. And that's the aura that I want to bring into that room, is to be able to light it up. And
And you guys definitely have that. I mean, your personalities really, you have people that you could tell, you could see right through them, and you know that they're completely
yeah.
fake and phony. And then you have genuine people that you could just look at and read and feel
Mhm.
who
And
they
what
are,
I do,
and that's
I
amazing.
we're just ourselves. There's nothing.
There's nothing
What
transactional
you see
about
is what
us.
you get. And the thing
Right.
is, we're not looking to accomplish anything else except be there for our fellow human beings and try to help others, including ourselves, navigate this thing called life. Right? That's really
Right.
all we're trying to do, because we're all in this together, and we're all in this time period for some reason together. We're all existing in this space together. And so when we treat each other with respect and we help our fellow human being, and if everybody did that, can you imagine what an amazing world this
I
would be?
know.
It's
I
amazing
know.
already, but it could be so wonderful. So we have to stop being so hard on each other and just be out there to lend a hand to our fellow human beings. And that's all Michael and I want to do. We live a wonderful life. And I always say to Mike, like, there's no material object that I could be given that would give me the fulfillment that I get in my heart from doing what we're doing.
It's
Seeing
true.
others, seeing others have breakthroughs or thrive, or changing their lives around. The letters we get, the emails we get, the people who come up to us after class, like, you've changed my whole marriage. You've changed, in those 3 simple days, and it's so meaningful to us. It's just tremendous.
That's amazing. When do you guys think you're going to have your next seminar in New Jersey?
Yeah, that's
Good question.
yeah,
Because we're traveling so much. We're going to be looking next year. Right now we get contracted through companies, through departments, to go all over the
government.
country. But we are looking into next year doing it so we can have the general public sign up for it. And then once we're at a class where they're very small, intimate classes of max 25, and we're looking to possibly start that pilot program here in New Jersey and then take that out and around. So I'm hoping by middle of next year we're doing our first one here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, is there a way for them to get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Just go to resilientminds.us. That's resilientminds.us. All of our information is there, our email addresses. You're going to read a little bit about us. That's our website with all our facilitators, and our people much smarter than us are on that website.
I am so grateful to finally have met you guys, become friends with you guys. I mean, really, truly, our future is on its way to get brighter and brighter and brighter. And I can't stress enough on, you always want to try to meet good people. And when you get them in your life, you just hold on tight.
That's right. That's right.
And enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
You're one of those amazing people, Ro.
Absolutely, Ro.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming on today.
My pleasure.
And we will talk soon. But everybody, guess what? It's time to go. What do you know? It's time to go. The Rose Show next Friday at 4:00. Thank you so much, Michael and Dee. I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you, Ro.
Take care, Ro.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
All right.